game show. I am here with the fabulous, everybody knows Dr. Tieken right there, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! And we've got his new associate, Dr. Emily Donnell. Hi, Emily. Okay, so where are you from?
Amarillo, Texas. So born and raised.
Oh my goodness. So how long have you been in this area?
I moved here for dental school, so
You did?
going on 4 years in July, and I love it.
That's exciting. Yeah. Wow. Where are you from originally? Are you from Amarillo?
Yes.
Okay, very nice. You know, Dr. Tieken has been my dentist for like 18 years, something like really, really long. Dr. Tieken, when you start looking for new associates, what are you looking for? Why was Emily such a good fit for your office?
You know, you're looking for somebody that's bright, that's motivated, that's in it for the right reason. You know, it doesn't take long to really get that feel. And we had several phone calls. We had one-on-one interviews. She came into the office, spent a couple of days to just kind of see how, you know, we do things. And you know, you just want somebody that you know that's going to be genuine, that's going to take care of the patients. Like I said, do it for the right reason. And I mean, she finished up like all of her requirements, everything that was necessary. This whole last year, she's pretty much been able to kind of almost do her own thing, so to speak. So she used that to like even learn more. So she's a perfect fit. Even my office team, they were like the first time they met her or so, they said she's going to be a great fit.
Oh, that's
so we
awesome.
like her. Everybody's
They've
like,
been
we
very
like her.
welcoming.
Yeah, aren't they nice?
Yes,
They're
I
so
love them.
nice. Okay, so do y'all feel like you're on Blue's Clues because you're in the big blue chairs?
There you go.
I thought that was
that in forever.
I know, and I thought when I was doing that, I thought these are like Blue's Clues chairs. I love them. Okay, so you know, Emily, you've been here for 4 years. What dental school did you go to?
I went to UT Health here in Houston.
Nice, that's very exciting.
There's another
Where I
one.
went.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Did you always know you wanted to be a dentist?
Since I was 6 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Because I used to think I wanted to.
So the crazy story about that, you know, I shared this with her too, is that when I was a kid and I was going to my pediatric dentist, every time I go in there, he would say, he called me Darling Derek, you know, when I was a kid. Which I don't know, I'm glad it didn't stick, you know, until I got older. But I'd go in there all the time and I would tell him, I'm going to be a dentist one day.
Aww.
I mean, even at probably 6, 7, 8, you know, and about 15 years ago, he shows up at my office and he unfortunately had a stroke and he was selling disability insurance.
Wow.
He walked in the office and he says, Derek Tieken, is this the same little boy that I saw when he was little that wanted to be a dentist, that grew up in Dickinson? And the girls up front, they just said, well, he grew up in Dickinson. They didn't know the rest of that story.
Oh my goodness.
And I couldn't believe it. He said, I can't believe that here you are as a dentist kind of thing. So it's really, as soon as she said that story too, I was like, okay, you know, here's another connection, you know, knowing that. And you know, it's very rare that somebody literally knows what they want to do at that age, or really.
Yeah.
And then you have to feel really fortunate that, you know, you were smart enough and driven enough to get all the way, because it's a long haul between to get through, you know, dental school and everything. And you know, they push you in every direction and test you when you go through dental school. I mean, times I feel like they're not really necessarily trying to get you through. They're trying to kind of weed out those that weren't serious. And
I'm sure.
And you lose people along the way.
Yeah,
you know,
and you kind of hope they're doing that because you want your dentist to be really good.
Exactly.
I mean, when you think about things like that, and you know, it is funny. It's like when I was asking you how long you wanted to be a dentist, and you said 6. You know, I went through like nurse, teacher, artist, I mean, whatever it was. And I knew that I was like, I guess like 8 or 9 years old, and we had Siamese kittens. They were joined at the back leg.
Oh my God.
And so since I was going to be a nurse, I was going to set them free. And so I literally pulled the cats apart.
Oh my gosh.
And they ran.
Oh my gosh.
For the first time, they ran apart.
Oh jeez.
But so I thought, I really don't think this is for me. But my family tells a story because it's so funny, but it's true.
Oh,
And so you think, when you're little, I want to do these things. And then as I got older, of course, I couldn't stand anything. So it's really funny how when both of you knew you wanted to be a dentist and you stayed on that path.
Right.
That to me is rare.
It's very rare.
For anybody to want to be at that long and go, okay, no, I'm really doing this. You go through high school, you go through college, you start, it's wonderful. Isn't it wonderful to have somebody else like that in your office?
Absolutely.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous and fun.
Yeah.
I love that. Like Mrs. Tieken. Okay, so, Dr. Tieken, Emily, I think this is really wonderful that you're with Tieken Smiles because Dr. Tieken literally stays on the cutting edge of dentistry. He's just been that way since I've known him. And Dr. Tieken, you've been in dentistry for 27 years? 29 years?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What do you think has changed besides wooden teeth?
Yeah. Well, thankfully, it hasn't been that long ago since I went to dental school.
Exactly. But there has to be so much advancement in dentistry. What do you remember about the first year or two that you were a dentist?
Well, there weren't veneers, which is very cosmetic.
Wow.
They didn't teach that to us in dental school.
Yeah.
I mean, we were still doing old silver amalgam fillings. The only place they would allow you to really use the tooth colored material composites was in the front, for cosmetic, purposes. But in the back, we were still using old amalgam filling because they just didn't, or we did gold.
Yeah.
And
But they also let you put gold in the front.
Oh yeah, that was
Like,
popular.
are you gonna make
Really
me a
popular
star?
at
Yeah,
one time.
exactly.
I always share the story. There was a lady that came in with a ruby in her front gold crown one time.
Oh my
And
goodness.
her question was, how do you re-cement the ruby into this crown?
Wow.
And my deal was when they said, well, she needs this re-cemented, and I thought, you mean her crown? They said, no, her emerald or ruby that she had in the front. I was like,
Wow.
oh, okay. How do I do that? They didn't teach me that in dental school. So.
Exactly.
But you think about kind of the exposure to x-rays, the old way that you used to do x-rays.
Yeah.
You would, the exposure radiation, you would hand dip it, fixer and developer to get the film, just kind of like the old way. Now everything's digital.
Wow.
And so you're able to really decrease the amount of radiation. You're able to zoom in, zoom out. There's all sorts of applications that you can use to really be able to see the teeth, the tooth even better than before with less radiation. I mean, from impressions to digital stuff now. So there's a lot of changes, but the crazy thing is that there's a lot of dentists that still use that stuff that I was using when I was in dental
the silver
school.
fillings and things like
Yeah,
that.
and the old, x-rays and everything else. And I even had somebody come in not too long ago and interview for a job as an assistant, and they were, oh, y'all use, the old office I used to work at, we still use the developer and fixer technique kind of thing. And this was like a couple of years ago, so it wasn't like forever ago. And one of my deals is, as you know, like you said, I'm always, like we're flying out tomorrow for a course, or this afternoon actually, flying out for a course for 3 days. I want to stay ahead, and I'm reading journals and always doing CE, learning the greatest, the latest and greatest, and we'll purchase that if it makes sense for our patients.
Yeah.
If it's gonna help them and help us to do a better, just get better and better at what we do, then we've always done that. And the team knows that too. I mean, if you're going to come on board, you be prepared to learn and keep moving forward, and you better be comfortable with change and that kind of thing. So, so very different. And then I had to learn to do veneers. So I went to LVI, which is like the training ground for cosmetic dentists.
Yeah.
And so I went out there to like, okay, if I'm going to do these, I want to do them well, and same kind of thing. We just were, like we've already started talking about things that that I want her to get trained on, that she's just like, okay, let's do it.
Oh yeah,
So,
isn't that wonderful that she's young and ready to do all these things, and it's exciting. Emily, what do you think, when you remember wanting to be a dentist, what do you think it was that really caused you to really stay on that path to being a dentist?
So when I was, like I said, when I was 6, I actually had trauma to my 2 front teeth. They were knocked out with a baseball bat. And I remember I thought my dentist was so cool after he fixed them. And then furthering, on, I was really good at science, and I knew I wanted to go into the medical field to be able to help people. So then at that point, it was kind of, medicine or dentistry. But I love that dentistry gives us the option. You can completely change somebody's self-esteem, and that's great. So.
Yeah, and it's so interesting because when you were just telling us your story, it's so much about what being a really good dentist does. You change people's lives, and Dr. Tieken and I have had many shows over the past couple of years with examples and stories of how you're literally changing somebody's life by changing their smile. I mean, it's got to be a good feeling to be in, a job and a career that you're helping people really make a difference. Dr. Tieken, okay, so name us like 4 things, because Emily may not even know this, because how old are you, Emily?
25.
25. So name 4 major things that have really changed in the past 29 years, you think, in dentistry. And I know there's so many, but if you think the 4 that have really made an impact on dentistry.
I think the mouth to body relationship is huge.
Yeah.
It opened up a whole new, for MDs and things. I mean, they are on board. When I first started, you'd get an orthopedic surgeon that would be doing a knee replacement, and there was no, like, let's get you to the dentist before we do this surgery, and because I want to make sure you have no periodontal problems, that everything's healthy. Because what they would find is you'd end up having knee replacements that fail because the mouth was just a breeding ground for bacteria, which it is anyway.
Yeah.
But then when you have periodontal issues, you're talking about 1 cell layer thickness to be able to invade into the body and get in the bloodstream, and then all of a sudden it goes and lands on the hip replacement or knee replacement, and it fails. And they were trying to figure out, so then they started finding out that the vegetation, the only place that vegetation could live was in a 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter pocket in the mouth, because it's bacteria that doesn't need oxygen, so it's an anaerobic bacteria, and then that kicked that off. So oral, systemic, because periodontal disease with diabetes, there's so much of a correlation with so many things now. Arterial sclerosis. I think the other thing is just the cosmetics have gotten better and better and better.
Yeah.
From what we worked with when we first started to the way that we bond stuff. Posterior crowns that don't have metal under them now, that look lifelike, look like real teeth. And that's part of, it all doesn't have to be in the front, but if somebody smiles and there's a crown in the back and there's a black line around it, things fit better. They're bonded in now compared to cementation. There's the digital exposure, the x-rays, the gooey stuff in your mouth. We don't have to do that like what we used to.
That's a huge deal.
Clear Correct, Invisalign, all the clear aligners that I could just go on. You're asking me to do 4, I could do 400.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's incredible.
all on fours where you put implants. So I was one of the first ones to really start restoring implants and doing implants back in like 90, 91.
Oh my
around,
goodness.
around here with the surgeon that I was using at the time. Now we're taking teeth out, putting implants in and loading them the same day and giving people a smile as soon as they walk out the door. That, and that's not even saying they're doing veneers on their teeth, but now you've created function. You're talking about people that maybe have been in dentures for years and lost their bone, and now their dentures don't fit. They're losing weight. They're getting older. There's so many different things that people don't really think about. How the mouth, if you're not chewing properly, you're swallowing your food. Now all of a sudden you got digestive problems.
Yeah.
And especially as you get older, kind of thing. So nutritional, all of that. So
it's incredible.
You asked me to do 4, but I could do 400.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I mean, and Emily, what do you think? Like the 3 or 4 things that you learned in dental school, do you think are going to be the biggest things moving forward that you think are going to be in the dentistry, in dentistry?
I mean, I would like to back up a lot of what he said, the oral systemic health. So the first 2 years of dental school, we don't even touch patients. We're just learning about the body, all of medicine. It's not just about teeth. Sorry, what you said 3 or 4 of...
Can you ask that question one more time?
Yeah.
Like the 3 or 4 things that you think are going to be most dominant in dentistry as you move forward, because you're young and you're just getting into the working field with somebody that's been in it for so long. What do you think the 3 or 4 things that you learned in dental school are going to really impact the next years of your dentistry?
Okay, the oral systemic health, we've learned so much about it, and like he said, I'm open to all CE courses, and I think now we have the ability, as people's, our lifespan is getting longer, I think also we're learning how to keep longevity of the teeth.
Oh, very interesting. You don't think about that, but that's so true.
Everybody is, the older population is in dentures, but I think moving forward, we'll be able to keep everybody's natural dentition throughout their life.
Wow. So they'll be digging up bodies and they'll have perfect teeth.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
Well, and it's so funny when a lot of patients come in, and for 29 years I've seen them get older. Some of these people were 50 and now they're 80 or I've got patients 100, 99, 98.
Wow.
And one of the first things, like you said, is I just want to keep my teeth the rest of my life. That's all I care about. And now I'm seeing them at 80 and they're like, they're still in there, and that was the goal, that I die with my teeth. I don't want to lose any teeth. And they say even losing one tooth can take up to 10 years of your life away.
Wow.
So you imagine people that don't have teeth or that are missing a mouthful of teeth. I mean, everything's so compromised when you start losing teeth and function and all of that.
Yeah.
Not only the way you look, your jaws start to break down and dissolve because you don't have the teeth in there, so you lose the bone, and the facial structure starts to sink in, and you start to age a lot faster than what you would. I have patients that come in and you're thinking, okay, this lady's got to be 60 and she's like 40 because she's missing almost all of her teeth.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's having a healthy mouth, great teeth is not only just a look, it's making you look better. It is definitely health issue oriented, and it's really important. And if you are having issues with your teeth, if you have a family member or friend that is missing teeth, having cracked teeth, anything like that, having gum issues, you need to send them to Dr. Tieken and Emily, because these are issues that will just get worse and worse and worse, and they cause so many more health issues than people can even imagine. I would have never imagined that having oral issues, gum problems, that could cause heart disease. They can cause all kinds. I mean, people don't know these things, and it's kind of almost the last thing you would think of, that your mouth and teeth issues or gum issues would have so many effects on your body that are negative. And the other way, if you get them fixed, and if you get all these things worked out, and you're not having so many gum issues and all this, those problems kind of start going away. I mean, it's really amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually on Clear Correct with Dr. Tieken, and I was grinding my teeth every night. I didn't even know, well, I did know I was doing it because it would wake me up at night, but I had no clue that it was shifting my teeth, and I was having gum issues because of it. I have literally no gum pain once I got on Clear Correct. It's incredible. And then I noticed that my teeth are, of course, getting straighter, but it was, making sure my smile was good is a big part of my life.
Sure.
I can't have that. I can't look like this. And so, and getting all of my fillings, you changed all of them out that were silver still, to the tooth color. I mean, it's incredible. Just getting a couple of things fixed. Now, Dr. Tieken, a lot of people, assume that a lot of dental work is just too expensive, and so many people will not go to the dentist. They will just avoid it at all costs. I can't afford it. I don't have time. It hurts. They get a free consultation.
Right.
At your office. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you come in, even second, we'd love to do second opinions. I mean, if you come in and, maybe you weren't comfortable or you just want to know.
Dr. Tieken, a lot of people, assume that a lot of dental work is just too expensive, and so many people will not go to the dentist. They will just avoid it at all costs. I can't afford it. I don't have time. It hurts. They get a free consultation.
Right.
At your office. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so you come in, even second, we'd love to do second opinions. I mean, if you come in and, you weren't comfortable or you just want to know. I mean, maybe it's something you spend a lot of money on, and you just want to find out that that's the way to go. So we want to allow that option to where they can, they can come in and be able to get that second opinion and, to be comfortable moving forward, whatever decision that they make.
Absolutely. And that's the great thing about it. You can go in for your free consultation or a second opinion, and really find out what you need, and you can work out a payment plan if you need it. And Emily, what do you think you're most excited about since you joined Tieken Smiles team?
I love The Office. I mean, this has been a lifelong goal of mine, and I'm so grateful to work there. I love the energy of The Office, and I feel like it's a perfect fit, and that's really what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only gorgeous, but everybody is so nice. They make you feel like family, and I'm so excited that they picked you. I think you're gonna fit perfectly, and it's gonna be so wonderful.
One of the things I want to mention too is that so one of the big deals today is that there's a lot of DSOs. They're like corporate owned. They're really stockholder owned. So
you're talking about what when you say DSOs?
They're popping up all over the place.
It's those little independent.
So they're not private practice. They're not, in my opinion, really family driven, because you get a lot of turnover in those offices. There's a lot of push to do things that, in my opinion, don't necessarily need to be done a lot of times, but they're also answering to stockholders and that kind of thing. So one of the big deals was when I interviewed her, she knew that she could go to those offices and go to work and everything. That really wasn't what she was looking for either. So that's refreshing, because I'm the group that we're trying to keep that alive all over the country. We have maybe 600 dentists or so now all over the country that are part of this group, that we're trying to preserve private practice, because now we're competing against the DSOs, and they have buying power we don't have as independent dentists and everything. So that she saw that right out of school.
Absolutely.
And really knew what she wanted. And, that's what, in my opinion, makes our office really fantastic, because I'm on my fourth generation seeing family members now.
Yeah.
And it's just, and that was one of my biggest choices as far as being a dentist. I get to see them when they're kids, and now they're graduating, now they're married, now they're bringing their kids, and now the grandparents are bringing their great grandkids. I mean, and we know about them,
Yes, absolutely.
If you're not a number, you're going to be treated like family. What we choose for you is what we would do for our moms or dads or brothers or sisters or friends. And I get to sleep at night, and I'm not like thinking, I'm real comfortable sleeping at night. I know I'm not doing things that I shouldn't be doing, that I'm over-treating, that kind of thing. So.
Exactly. I mean, it makes a difference to people. I mean, that's why he's famous out here. I mean, look, and it's a good way, because he's known as a very caring, very he just knows what he's doing. I mean, you don't ever have. I've referred so many people over the years. I don't ever worry about that, and that is a really big deal, people.
Sure.
A lot of doctors or dentists or dermatologists, anybody in the medical field, sometimes you're very hesitant to refer somebody if you've had a bad experience, because you don't want to refer somebody and then be in pain and then something happen. So you really have to have that trust there, and that's a very big deal to people. And that's why Dr. Tieken has such a great reputation. You're at a very, very good place, and we're very excited for you. Okay, so what do you think one of the most exciting things for you these next 6 months to a year? What are you most excited about?
I mean, I just want to help people, and I finally get that opportunity. I mean, I've been in school 8 years to do this, and it's finally, they gave me wings.
Yay! We're excited for you. Okay, so really quickly, what if I looked in your refrigerator right now? What would we find?
I have a sweet tooth.
You do? Okay, so tell us about your sweet tooth.
Oh man, I eat everything the dentist tells you not to. I brush and floss after.
Here's that very important, because I love chocolate, so that's really funny. So you find sweet stuff in your fridge?
Mm-hmm.
What else will we find? Maybe 2 more things we find in your refrigerator.
You're putting me on the spot. Favorite food group, cheese. I love how yummy. And people come over, I like making little cheese platters. Yeah. And then I love the buy drinks.
Oh yeah. Bye.
So my first top shelf is full of those.
Awesome. I think that's fun. We're finding out a lot about Emily. Okay, Dr. Tieken, if we open your fridge right now, what would we find?
Well, my family, Lori's very,
I know.
eat well.
And
they exercise. I'm the black sheep.
So what is it? Our side of the fridge and your
they're
side?
not watching. There's Whataburger, Burger King, and that kind of. There's ice cream in the freezer for sure. I actually share with my Shih Tzu. So we really have what's called a baby spoon in my house.
Oh no, that's
And
hilarious.
so I take the baby spoon, and it's funny because that's what we. Do you have baby spoons? So here comes the vanilla ice cream. So she gets some, and she just jumps up, as soon as she knows when it pops out, she knows it's time to get ice cream.
I love it.
So, but yeah, otherwise it's we do a lot of lean protein.
Oh yeah,
so
we can tell.
Yeah, they keep me alive.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's awesome. So is Lori getting to go to Atlanta with you?
She is. Yeah. Haley's too. So
Haley.
it's actually a local event that she's coming to town.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, so first of all, before we get close to ending this segment, how do you handle crazy patients like my husband?
Well, for those that don't know, he wanted us to do his dentistry in your house today.
Yeah, the segments became a put a crown on
so it's
during
a
the
discount.
Kelly show.
You could get a discount that way. So,
Exactly.
I don't know if you wanted to use like your drill in your garage or what.
I'm
not sure how you figured out we were going to do
he
that.
does have a high pain tolerance. That's hilarious. But Emily, have you ever so far had a really tough patient that you've worked with, either at dental school or now?
Yeah, I mean, I just have a lot of patients, and so many people have dental anxiety, and it's great with everything we have now. Like, we have nitrous, and even Dr. Tieken has some oral stations that we can help our patients with.
Let me at them. Yeah, no, it is good, but I was gonna ask Dr. Tieken if he was gonna bring in an adult papoose or something. Okay, guys, so this has been really good. Emily, we're so excited to be able to welcome you to this area. And the Tieken smile, you could not be with a better person and staff. It's so exciting. Okay, so how can they call you, Dr. Tieken, to get a free consultation or to make an appointment?
281-334-4944.
Okay.
You can go to the web and check us out at tiekensmiles.com, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah, you're on all social media, Tieken Smiles.
Twitter, I think, too. So.
Oh, good. Wow. Emily, so if somebody gets to see you, are you doing everything? Tell us a little bit about what you're doing over there.
Yeah, so I'm excited. We're extending our hours to Friday now. He said a lot of people were wanting to come in on Friday, so
yes.
They're bringing me on board part of that.
Good.
I mean, I love treating everyone. I'll be treating kids.
This is good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Root canals, she's going to be doing
not
all
the
root canals, but she's going to be doing a lot of them.
Okay, good.
She's actually going to do some extractions, removal of teeth. As I've gotten older and kind of filtered into what I really like to do and enjoy doing, over the years have referred more and more of that out. So patients it's really interesting how not disciplined, but they like to stay. Yeah. So it's like, I can't get that done here. No. I have to go somewhere else.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's going to be really nice to be able to. My biggest deal is, so we're going to be able to serve them at a different level. The extended hours. We're going to look at doing some different insurance opportunities for those that are looking to be on network.
Wonderful.
Dr. Donnell is going to be doing that. We just want to kind of expand our ability to reach more people in the community.
Yeah, I think this is fantastic, and I'm happy for you because I know how much you work. I know.
So I can go learn more. You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I see what you're doing. I'm learning, Emily. Take over the office for a week. Yeah, in Mexico, they've got some learning stuff I gotta go through.
Maybe a little bit of that too.
Yeah. No, it's
really.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You gotta kind of readjust there. Exactly. Okay, well, we're so excited that y'all were on today. This has been so much fun. Emily, it's been a pleasure getting to meet you and letting people get to know you a little bit. And don't forget, if you want to call Dr. Tieken, set up a free consultation or just visit on the phone with one of his staff about any of the issues you're having or problems, or see if they can help you with anything. Dr. Tieken, what is the phone number one more time?
281-334-4944.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching the Kelly Lee Show. We are so excited for today, and hope you'll have a great, blessed day, and we will see you next week.